Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vegan Brie. It's about all things vegan and cruelty free, and I just got this in PR from Nomad Cosmetics. The new, look how pretty this is. First of all, the new Nomad Fairy Tale Europe palette. Just magical. Hello, I'm kind of wearing a pink sort of, I don't know, peasantry. I don't know what kind of top this is, but I'll get into all the details in a voiceover. Came with this little booklet that has some stories in it, and then we have the packaging here because I'll do more close-ups. But absolutely, just and then I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you some. Look at that. And I have some, I'm gonna do swatches. Just so beautiful. This row is mattes, and then the other two rows are shimmers. So let's get into this. My little one picked out, she told me to do these shades, and then what did she say, the hot pink, so we'll try that. And I haven't even put eyeshadow primer on. I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I mean, some dryness here, so excuse that. Okay, now I'm trying to decide where I want to go with this. Usually I work from dark to light, so I think that's what I'm gonna do with this. Taking just a packing brush, I'm gonna use, I mean, I don't have a lot of options with mattes, but I don't usually use grays, but maybe I'll take the gray and just see where we go with that. You can always deepen it. I'm so, I hate messing up the imprints, but we're doing it, okay? All right, I'm gonna use the Arcus Fortress. It's the gray shade from the Snow Queen, the Elsa side. And it's packing on easy. I've always loved Nomad mattes. Back here are mostly Nomad palettes. But yeah, I can just pack this on willy-nilly. And then I'm gonna blend out a little bit. But look, just how quick that was. Let's try, it's, I don't even know what language this is. Something castle right there from the Cinderella. It's a nice, well, they're all neutrals, but a nice, I don't know, wouldn't say it's super cool, but I wouldn't say it's like super warm, just in the middle. What is that, mid-tone? I don't know, not mid-tone, neutral, not too warm, not too cool. And then just for giggles, I'm gonna take this light shade here just to see what it's like. And then I was gonna set, okay, I could actually have set my eyeshadow primer with that. I just didn't know if it was gonna be too dark, but no, okay. And that's also a good like cleanup shade too. I'm going to use Fear Night Pixie Epoxy. This is my favorite glitter glue. This was the original packaging, and this is the new packaging. You can only get this online. You just need a little bit on your finger, and then this is great for not creasing, for shimmer sticking, and just pat a little bit on. Okay, I'm going to go with the shades Liv wants me to do. I'm going to try at least. So Magic Spell in here. This is like the Ariel kind of side. Hard to show right there. I just want to use this one and then the pink one. So I will use, see, it looks kind of like a, I don't even know how to just, you can see some green in there. You could even use this as like a one shadow look, just for a really very grungy shade. I'm just patting. I pat and don't swipe. Less fallout, as well as you get it where you want it and it doesn't crease as much. Okay, and then I'll use the Little Mermaid shade. Woohoo. And just pat, and you kind of blend it out, and then you can always go back. It's really pretty. And then I never use hot pinks. It's like probably one of my least used shades because I don't know. I'm not the biggest pink person, but it's pretty cool. The Fairy Godmother shade. Ooh, okay. With that right there. I don't know these go together, but you know, my 4-year-old picked this out. So, and it's neutral on the crease, but colorful on the lid. She picked this out. And then I always add the mattes back in. The pink is, of course, staining a little bit. That's typical of pinks. And just go back in with the mattes. And there's your look. Took me about 5 minutes to do. And I'm going to do the other eye. This eye I'm going to try, I don't know. It's like I want to use the darker shades. I might use liner at the end too. Just you can use it straight across, or you can use, I have this little liner tool, which I'm no expert with liner, okay? But there's a really, really deep black. And then there's a just deep brown. Not the deepest, but not the lightest. So yeah, I think that's pretty neutral. I mean, like the shimmers are kind of loud, but like because the crease is neutral, it's not like phew. So even though I do like the looks like that. So on this side, I'm gonna use this brown and then this shade, and then we'll see where we go. See how dark it is? These are good this is a good shade for a base too. If you want to put it all over your lid and then blend out with a lighter shade, like higher up, and then just put a shimmer on top and call it a day. Or I typically use shades like this for a liner. And Nomad has other palettes that are even more neutral, smaller. They have 6pan palettes that are neutral or monochromatic. And they have more colorful palettes. They also do have some skincare products too. Okay, so that also blended out really quick. And then use that other brown, the Chateau. Oh, messing up everything. Okay. Just a smidge lighter. Messing up the imprints, but it's okay. Neutrals, I feel like, are easier to blend. And you can do quicker looks. I don't know, because they're all sort of like the same tone. All right, I'm going to take that lighter shade again. I use on the other side just to blend out even more. It's a good work palette for me. All right, and I'm gonna take the Fiona Pixie Boxy again. Again, that was really quick. I don't even know where to start with this. I'm gonna go purple, blue, pink. I also like using shades like this for liner. Some pretty sparkles in there. And then I'm going to take the blue Love Story, which is like my favorite color. And if you're not already following me on Instagram and TikTok, I do show all of my daily looks as well as on YouTube. I'm going to be focusing more on short form content. Even though I actually like watching long form more, but I feel like my short form content does better than my long form. And then I'm gonna take this really pretty pink. Ooh. Put it right there. Okay. Oh, I did do a liner. I mixed. Okay, let me tell you what I used. So I used, on this side, I did the black. I did this blue, which I probably should have wet personally, but whatever. And then I used this gold. And on this side, I used this shade here. And then I used a little bit of this. And then I used this. And now we're going to do the lower lash line and the inner corner. Just a light liner. Maybe I will take this shade here. I can't really see it on top there. So take a little bit on a bit, on like a, well, on a brush anyway. And I haven't even swatched any of these, so this is pretty dark, but with a blending brush, I'm just buffing it out. It's hard to see. Like the shimmer is not really sticking. I'm gonna use a smaller brush. And kind of like just pack it. Like you can see kind of like a sheen, but not like a lot of sparkle. That shade, let me swatch it. I mean, it's sort of, I don't know how smooth it is. And that's about a glitter glue or anything on top, but it's not really doing what I want it to do. I mean, I'm not saying it's not pretty, but it's not the most like metallic. And I don't, let me try it. Let's try to wet it. I'm gonna try to use a more packed brush. Maybe that's too I guess not, I don't know, packed. Like it's, I don't know, it's too fluffy. There we go, too fluffy. I don't always do this, but I'm trying to give it the best bet I can. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my brush, sort of pack it on, and then I'm gonna wet it with just a setting spray. Okay, and then don't spray the pan though, because you can get hard pan. Okay. A little better, but I don't know about this shade without a glitter glue. It's not as sparkly as I thought it would be. It's pretty, but it's not like that as sparkly as I want it to be. But I might just leave it alone and then put something on top of it. Maybe I should put the coral on the bottom too. And kind of make a maybe I'll spray that too. Okay, so put product on, like put the shadow on the brush and then spray it. And then kind of, all right, and then just pack it. You can see it a little bit more, but I think some of these are better just on the lid, maybe not on the lower lash line, but I like putting shimmers on the lower lash line, and then I really want to pop in the inner part. So I am going to take the pop here actually is the hot pink. I'm going to take the light pink, well, one of the light pinks. There's a couple light pinks, and I think I'm going to get some sparkle. Yep, there we go. I can see some like blue, maybe like lavender. And then I'm doing a poppy inner corner. But like, do you see what I mean compared to like, I just want like a pop. I kind of mixed it with the pink a little bit. And then I'm gonna put the blue here. But yeah, maybe the mattes would do better, but I just, if I'm gonna do colorful on the lid, I like doing colorful on the lash line too, like on the bottom. Okay, and then on this side, let's do mattes, and then maybe I'll do the matte, and then I'll put the shimmer on top. Maybe we'll do that. So I'm gonna take this shade here, put that on the lower lash line. Of course, I know these blend fine on the lower lash line. They're brown, so never really have issues with browns, especially like a light or like a mid-tone brown. That would be like the easiest thing to do, is just put this on the lower lash line. If you do put shadow on the lower lash line, so you know some people don't, but I do. I'm gonna use this shade, Prince Charming. So I use it for liner, but you can see it here. And put that in the inner part here. And kind of pack it. Sometimes when they're super creamy, they're hard to pick up on the brush. I really want to use this purple, the Sleeping Beauty shade, which I used here, but you can't, it's really hard to see it, especially on top of the shimmer. So this shade, right there. I can see a lot of dimension in that shade. It's one of the first shades I think that they sneak peek. So I'm just going to tap it. I'm going to use, I think I might do the hot pink, which I did on the other side. So Fairy Godmother. And then let's do the inner corners. These do not match at all, but I don't really care. Okay, so you can also wet your brush with these, but let's see what they can do on their own, and then maybe I'll wet them. So on this side, I'm going to take the, I think I'm going to do the Prince Charming shade and see how it does on its own. And then if it's not doing what I want it to do, then I can always wet it. It's a pretty shine, but a little bit here. And then on the other side, I'm going to take the shade Snow White, which is the only shade I have not used yet, right here, which I know has a shift, I can tell. Ooh, it's like a creamy shade. You see? Oh! Okay, that's my favorite shade in the palette. I love shades like this. I call them like a glowy shimmer. Oh. Cause like look at it in the pan. You can't see all the shifts, but like, it's more than just like a white. All right, and here are my final looks of mascara, brows, lips. We got that side going on. And then we got this side going on. So let's talk about the pros and the cons first impression wise. Like I said, I'm still gonna be playing with it all week. So if you wanna see more looks, I will be using it all this week. Trying to use it exclusively, even though there are only 6 mattes. So pros, I would say the packaging, they always kill it. I mean, it's beautiful, it's creative, it's colorful, it's just whimsical, fun, very pretty for spring or whenever you don't know wear it. Also, there's a variety of colors shimmer wise. And then I love the embossings as always. I love inside. I like the names, how they're displayed, and different finishes. But the negatives, I would say, is that usually they have more matte. So it depends on what you like. Do you like more shimmers? Do you like more mattes in a palette? I prefer an equal mix. I do like that these are neutrals because I think it's more approachable for people that, you know, most people use a lot of neutrals. Okay, yesterday I wore a very colorful look, like pastels, and which actually get more compliments on colorful looks than neutral looks, because I feel like neutral looks are more commonly wear, even though I wear the most eyeshadow out of anybody that I know, like in everyday place, not just online, even though I do have friends that wear a lot of eyeshadow that I've met online and in person. But for the most part, people that I see in my everyday life, they don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. And if they do, it's pretty neutral, if not like a couple shades. So I think this is pretty approachable for a lot of people, even though I think as soon as some people see blues or a hot pink, they're like kind of done. Even though I think you don't have to just use a hot pink. Like you can put any of these like softer shimmers on top, or even like the blue I try to use as liners, or you don't have to use that shade, you know, at all, or you could just like, I don't know, one and done kind of thing. But I think these aren't the most shifty, special shades that I've ever seen from Nomad, which again, I think that may be more approachable for certain people. Some people don't like shifty shades. They want it to be, again, more like approachable. Maybe shifty shades are sort of intimidating or kind of like loud. Except for this shade is the only one that's like, I would say the shiftiest, which I personally like. I find that kind of special, and that's more intriguing for me in a palette. But there are, I mean, most people like Disney. If you don't, let me know, because I do. Okay, I don't care that it's like cheesy, even though these are supposed to be based off of like grim stories or like darker stories. I don't know, I like it. I like the sweetness of it, even though most Disney movies there's a little bit of darkness. I love Disney World, and we're going on a Disney cruise next summer anyway. But I think I will get a lot of use out of this. I think I'm gonna use the pinks and the golds, and probably this shade the most, because I do work in an office, so I think I can, you know, this is approachable for me and easy to do looks for the office, because I could just use, you know, one of the browns, or even all the browns, even the gray, and then black as like a liner, or like the dark brown as a liner. and then just slap one of these shimmers on, or even a couple shimmers on, and then one in my inner corner, and then call it a day. But when it comes to like the beauty community on YouTube, is this the most unique palette I've ever seen in my life? No. But do I get it? Yes. Do I get the audience? Yes. I just don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, because I got some PR. I don't know if I'm going to continue getting PR, even though I'm very appreciative of the year, a little over a year that I've been getting PR. I just am not getting my code used as much. And I'm not saying that to be like, I don't know, needy, but that's how brands recognize creators, especially smaller creators, is by using our codes. My code is not affiliated. I don't make a dime, a penny, anything off of it. It's just to show that you came from my channel or my accounts. I do mention my code on Instagram and on TikTok, but the bigger creators, you know, they get the most, they get their codes used the most, as well as they get their product sent to them earlier. I got my product, like I said, last night, and I was doing something last night, and I also was really tired last night, so this is not my full-time job, so I'm not gonna, you know, I spend time with my kid and my family. This has been, social media is takes up a lot of my time, okay, which I have very limited time. I have a long commute to work, which is exhausting, and then, you know, my job can be exhausting depending on what I'm doing, and then just, you know, being there for 12 hours, like driving home from work, it's around like 12 hours, so, and then, you know, doing the mom stuff, the wife stuff, the adulting stuff, the being a fur mom stuff. It's a lot. So I'm gonna focus more on short form content. I have filmed a lot of videos, so I'm gonna get those done, and then I'm just gonna focus on more short form content. I might just do swatch videos for a little bit, or a couple minute videos on YouTube, but I don't know when I'm gonna do like another review after all my reviews that I've already filmed are posted. So I'm just not getting the views I want. And while yes, this is my hobby and this is fun, it's a lot of time. It goes into even like a 10-minute video. And then when you see my watch time is only like a minute or 2 minutes, obviously people are not wanting to watch my content, which sucks, but it's just the way it is. I don't have the time. And I've tried all the apps, all the stuff, okay? I've tried the tags, I've tried the thumbnails. I'm not like a graphic designer over here. I try my best. Canva, I've used PicMonkey, I use Canva mostly. I'm not an expert when it comes to editing, but even then it's like if I'm only getting a minute or 2 minute watch time max most of the time. So yeah, let me know what you want to see, but that's where I'm going with my channel for a little bit. I'm also doing a certification, so that takes a lot of my time, and this is taking up, I need to be able to balance things better because I'm getting really, really burnt out and mentally burnt out. I do struggle with mental health issues, so yeah, anyway, enough of the blabbering. Probably didn't even watch to the end. If you did, maybe put down an emoji, I don't know, like a princess emoji or a castle emoji or whatever, flower emoji. As always, stay safe, healthy, and always do something that makes you happy. My form of self-care is through beauty. What is your form of self-care? Because it's always important to take care of you. And I hope to see you in my next video.